King, skin black, come feel that. Rock a bandana like Tupac, I been there. Rock a do-rag or wave cab, I lay my shit.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channels. Gooners, Goonerettes, let's do this. It's Arsenal versus Bournemouth. Now, last season, we all remembered when Reece Nelson scored that stunning 97th winner as Arsenal came back behind from 2 goals down, actually, to beat Bournemouth 3-2. It's been a rough start for Bournemouth, sitting just above the danger zone in 17th place, with fellow winless sides like Luton Town, Sheffield United and Burnley. They're the only teams to perform worse than Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth have played 6, drawn 3 and lost 3. In regards to their players, Chris Mayhem, Lloyd Kelly, Alex Scott, Emilio McCullers are still absent. But fit again summer signing Tyler Adams, he might make his league debut in this game, and boy do they need him. But the big man striker Dominic Solanke, he will train on Friday and they're going to monitor his ankle injury, and that will be assessed probably game time to see if he can be involved in Saturday's game. For me, guys, he's the real threat up front. He's good at hold-up play. He knows how to finish. His only problem really is that he doesn't have that bona fide number 8 or number 10 to really play off. Creativity, that's what they're missing here. They're missing a combo tandem to go up front with Solanke. If they had that, they'd be a much more dangerous team. But they're really struggling to score goals right now. The other players to watch is midfielder Ryan Christie. For me, he's a player who can add goals to his game and a little bit of that sunshine creativity. If you watch him play, he's tactically smart. He's good in possessions, good with the ball at his feet. He works really hard as well. He presses and done all the things that his manager wants him to do. So for me, that's the star player to look out for. Now, Bournemouth, guys, have just won once in 12 Premier League games against Arsenal, losing 9 and drawing the other 2. But here's why they are struggling, guys. They're winless in their last 10 Premier League games, which is among the longest ongoing run of any current top flight side. Bournemouth have scored just once at home this season. Only Everton have a worse record by scoring 0. Now for Arsenal, guys, weekly Saka watch for our star boy now. Since the beginning of last season, he has scored 17 goals and 13 assists in 41 games. So he's had a hand in 30 goals in the last 41 games. But he's never scored against Bournemouth. And probably never will, considering right now he's out injured. Injury to follow that, we're looking at Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Leandro Trossard, we're looking at Martinelli. William Saliba also complained about some soreness and the back end of last week's game, and Fabio Vieira. They're all injury doubts, but I expect to see Saliba and Declan Rice tomorrow. I expect to see them at least in the squad, but maybe not the others. And of course, there's still no word on Thomas Partey. This is a very strange one. We've not heard anything, and I think maybe that's because they're trying to protect the player. They don't want to put a date on it. This is consistent in their way with Thomas Partey, that they don't really want to give the player or us any false hopes. So in regards to Thomas Partey, he's going to be back when he's back, maybe in a couple of weeks. But for Arsenal, guys, they came out on Wednesday against Brentford. They came out okay. A couple of knocks. Emil Smith-Rowe, he had one, but I think he should be fine for the weekend. But the Gunners are trying to win. They're opening 3 games away from home in the Premier League for only the 3rd time. Something they didn't even do last season, when you consider that the only loss we had within the first 6 games was the 3-1 game at Old Trafford. And we never really do well there anyway. But I think this year we can carry on that form, especially in regards to the clean sheets as well. Now for Bournemouth, that's going to help us because they've only scored once at home this season. It isn't going to help them facing the Arsenal team, who have yet to let a goal in away from home. And we've had the league leading 10 clean sheets last season away from home. So that's something Bournemouth are probably not going to be looking forward to. But for me, guys, in regards to Arsenal, Ramsdale will probably move aside for David Raya, and I think that's probably the right thing to do. He's only played in 3 games, guys. We still need to see more of him. I like what I see so far, although the distribution was a little bit off against Spurs. But in regards to him commanding the box, he's coming out, he's communicating with his defence, He's coming out on crosses. He's not as planted as Ramsdale is on the goal line. He comes out, challenges those challenges those set pieces, and makes himself accountable. And that makes life easy for your defenders when you're coming out collecting crosses. While Zinchenko, Jesus and Odegaard, look forward for them to return to their starting roles. I know they played a bit part in the Brentford game midweek. But the one that concerns me is Ben White. What on earth was he doing starting against Brentford when we had a fit Cedric Soares there? Soares not featured at all this season. He could have easily played. So even if we get Ben White against Bournemouth, I'm not sure he's going to be 100% due to just tiredness. He just hasn't rested. Now look, moving on to that, I know Arteta has never really had the squad like this. And to his credit, he has been rotating. So, you got to call it out. When he's been doing it, he's been doing it. But for me, he will need to keep improving on this if the squad stands any chance of keeping fresh or injury-free. So that's something we're going to have to point out week on by week. So Arsenal, possible starting lineup, guys, is going to be, for me, Raya in goal, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel and Zinchenko. They're going to be your back four. In the middle, he's going to be probably the only fit guy on there right now. But the midfield is going to be Odegaard, Jorginho and Vieira. The reasons why is I don't think Declan Rice will be rushed back when Jorginho is 100% fit. And then Vieira has been playing in the Premier League while Havertz has been playing elsewhere. Up front is going to be even more interesting. Due to Saka's injury, I think Nelson is going to be on the right. I think Jesus is going to be on the left because Martinelli is going to be ready. And then Nketiah is going to continue to be in that number 9 role up front. Now, for Arsenal, they've not been at the top of their game offensively. In the attacking sense, they just haven't clicked yet this season. And they have given away 3 goals due to mistakes. Havertz, Saka and Jorginho. And that's what's caused us to drop 4 points. Not anything tactically or not anything in regards to Arteta. It's really been those 3 players that have lost those 4 points for us. And had it not been for that, the Gunners would be 6 wins in 6 games. But due to the lengthy injury list, that isn't helping either. And that's only going to prove difficult while those guys come back. But the increased squad depth from the summer, that helps. So credit to the owners spending 210 million to ensure that Edu and Arteta are kitted for the war. So for me, guys, I'm going with a 2-0 Arsenal win against a Bournemouth side, as I said, who's just struggled for goals at home. And Arsenal keeping those clean sheets away, this one is pretty easy to work out. That's it from me, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Peace out, Gunners.
I'm tryna be a black king, yeah. I'm tryna be a black king.